All right, let's just dive right in. If you've been paying any attention to the creative world lately, you've definitely heard about AI art. Today, we're going to demystify one of the most powerful new tools on the block, Stable Diffusion XL, or, as you'll hear it called, SDXL. Seriously, think of it as a massive, massive upgrade for anyone who wants to turn their ideas into incredible visuals. But hey, let's be real for a second. Have you ever used an AI image generator? You type in this perfect, beautiful prompt, and what you get back is just kind of off? It's almost there, but there's something about it that's just deeply, deeply weird. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The creepy, distorted hands, the occasional extra head, blurry details where they shouldn't be, just this general weirdness. That uncanny valley has been a huge frustration for creators. And that, right there, that's the core of the problem we're going to talk about. It's not just about getting an image back. It's about closing that gap between what's in your head and what appears on the screen. How do we get the AI to finally create what we actually want to see? Well, that is exactly where this incredible upgrade comes into play. See, SDXL, which Stability AI released in July 2023, isn't just some small update. No, this is a massive leap forward, and it was engineered specifically to solve those frustrations we were just talking about. Okay, and this slide? This is where you really see the raw power difference. Compared to the older SD 1.5, SDXL is an absolute beast. First off, the native resolution is 4 times larger, so you get these crisp, high-detail images right out of the box. And it has 2 text encoders, not just one, which means it understands what you're asking for with so much more nuance. But the real game changer is the engine itself, the part that actually builds the image. Just look at that number, 2.6 billion, billion with a B. That's the number of parameters in its core model. That's nearly 3 times bigger than the old one. Just think of parameters as the neurons in the AI's brain. More neurons mean a much, much deeper understanding of everything. Concepts, textures, lighting, you name it. And here's the kicker, something that's so important. Unlike a lot of the other big models out there that are kind of locked away in a black box, SDXL is completely open source. That means anyone, you, me, developers everywhere, can use it, study it, and build amazing new things on top of it. It's all about creativity for everyone. All right, so how does all this magic actually happen? Let's take a quick peek under the hood. I promise we'll keep it simple. So the whole secret sauce starts with this concept called latent space. Think about it this way. Imagine trying to paint a giant, detailed mural directly on a huge wall. It would take forever, right? But what if you first sketched it out on a small piece of paper, got it just right, and then used a projector to blow it up onto the wall? Well, latent space is kind of like that small piece of paper. It's a compressed, efficient little canvas where the AI can do all its hard work super fast.
And this pipeline here shows you the whole journey. It's brilliant. First up, you've got the translators. Those are the 2 text encoders that take your prompt and turn it into instructions the AI can actually understand. Next, the compressed canvas. A thing called a VAE creates that tiny, efficient notepad we just talked about, the latent space. And then, step 3, my favorite part, the digital sculptor. This is where that massive 2.6 billion parameter brain gets to work. It starts with just a block of pure digital static, pure noise, kind of like a sculptor starts with a block of marble. And then, guided by your prompt, it carefully chips away at that noise to reveal your image. Finally, step 4, you get the final picture. The VAE decoder acts like that projector, scaling up that little masterpiece into your final, big, beautiful image.
Okay, so that's the theory. Cool, right? But now, let's get to the fun part. You know how it works, so let's talk about how to actually make it work for you. The absolute biggest change you need to know about with SDXL is how you talk to it. You can pretty much forget about just stuffing a bunch of keywords and tags into the prompt box. With SDXL, you want to write naturally. You want to use full sentences. Describe the scene like you're talking to a photographer. Tell it about the mood, the lighting, the style. Be descriptive. You also have this amazing little dial you can play with called the CFG scale. This basically tells the AI how strictly it should follow your instructions. If you set it really low, you're telling the AI, hey, go wild, be creative. If you crank it way up, you're saying, stick to my prompt exactly. For most things, the sweet spot, a great place to start, is right there in the middle, somewhere between 5 and 7. And here is a perfect example of a really, really good prompt. Notice how it just flows? It's like a real sentence. It sets the subject right away, a serene Japanese Zen garden at sunset. It defines the style, watercolor style. It gives you the mood, soft pastel colors. And then it even adds composition details like cherry blossoms in foreground and minimalist composition. This is the exact kind of rich, descriptive language that SDXL just eats up.
So, just to recap some quick best practices for you. Put your main subject, the most important thing, right at the beginning of your prompt. Be descriptive, but try to keep it kind of concise. And here's a big pro tip. With older models, you needed a giant list of negative prompts, things you didn't want to see. With SDXL, just start with a blank negative prompt. Only add stuff if you see something you really need to get rid of.
But listen, the basics are just that, the beginning. Once you get comfortable with prompting, SDXL opens up a whole new universe of creative control. It's pretty amazing.
For instance, you've got incredible tools like ControlNet. This lets you give the AI a simple reference image, like a stick figure doing a specific pose, and it will build your final, super detailed image following that exact composition. It's all about precision.
And then there's in-painting. Let's say you generate an image that's 99% perfect, but there's one little thing you don't like. Well, you can just draw a little mask over that area, type a new prompt, and the AI will fix just that one spot. It's like having a magic, super smart Photoshop brush. And maybe the most powerful tool of all is LoRA. This is a way for you to actually train the AI on a small set of your own images. You can teach it a brand new art style, a specific person's face, or a unique character you've designed. This is how you really make the model your own. So when you put it all together, a model that understands real language, that makes these beautiful detailed images, and then gives you all these advanced tools for precise control, well, the possibilities are just about limitless. It's a huge step forward, especially for open source creativity. So really, the only question left is, with tools this powerful, what are you going to create?